Here's a detailed video focusing on the Gospel of James, also known as the Infancy Gospel of James. This apocryphal text provides an account of the early life of Mary and the birth of Jesus, and it offers unique insights into the nativity story. Welcome back to your channel, Christ Loves You Forever. Today, we're exploring the Gospel of James, a fascinating early Christian text that provides insight into the life of Mary and the early years of Jesus. Although it is not considered canonical by most Christian traditions, it offers a unique perspective on the nativity and the role of Mary in salvation history. Let's dive into this intriguing gospel. What if I told you there's a text that could change everything we think we know about early Christianity? Introducing the Gospel of James, a fascinating and controversial piece of literature that many believe has been lost to time. Discovered among the treasures of the Nag Hammadi Library in the mid-20th century, this gospel offers a unique perspective on the life of Mary, the mother of Jesus. Unlike the canonical Gospels, it dives deep into her virginity and her role in the divine narrative. But what makes this gospel so compelling? It challenges our understanding of biblical history and raises questions about the authority of traditional texts. Was it intentionally suppressed by early church leaders? This text not only sheds light on Mary's life, but also on the cultural and theological debates of the time. It invites us to reconsider the narratives that have shaped our beliefs for centuries. So, is the Gospel of James the lost gospel we've been searching for? Or just another footnote in the complex history of Christianity? Part 1. Overview of the Gospel of James. The Gospel of James, also referred to as the Infancy Gospel of James, was likely written in the 2nd century. It is one of the earliest apocryphal writings about the life of Mary and Jesus. While it is not included in the New Testament canon, it has been influential in Christian tradition, particularly in shaping views about Mary's life and the Nativity. This gospel aims to highlight the sanctity of Mary and the miraculous nature of Jesus' birth. It emphasizes themes of purity, divine intervention, and the importance of Mary in God's redemptive plan. The text is divided into several sections, including Mary's birth, her upbringing, the Annunciation, the Nativity, and the early life of Jesus. Each section provides unique details that differ from the canonical accounts. Part 2. Key sections and verses. Miraculous Birth of Mary, Chapter 1. The Gospel begins with the account of Mary's parents, Joachim and Anne. They were childless and prayed for a child, which led to the miraculous conception of Mary. This emphasizes her special role in salvation history. Dedication of Mary to the Temple, Chapter 2. As a young girl, Mary is brought to the temple to be dedicated to God. This event highlights her purity and divine selection, setting the stage for her future role as the mother of Jesus. Gabriel's Visit, Chapter 3. The angel Gabriel visits Mary to announce that she will conceive a child by the Holy Spirit. This moment is significant, as it underscores the miraculous nature of Jesus' conception and the fulfillment of prophecy. Mary's response, Chapter 4. Mary's acceptance of this divine message reflects her faith and willingness to serve God's plan. Her words, "Behold the handmaid of the Lord," resonate with humility and obedience. The birth of Jesus, Chapter 5. The Gospel provides a detailed account of Jesus' birth. It describes the circumstances surrounding his arrival, emphasizing the humble conditions in which he was born. role of Joseph, chapter 6. Joseph's role is highlighted as he cares for Mary and the newborn Jesus. His acceptance of Mary's miraculous pregnancy and his protective nature demonstrate his faithfulness and commitment. Adoration of the Magi, chapter 7. The Gospel describes the visit of the Magi who come to honor the newborn king. Their gifts signify Jesus' royal status and foreshadow his future ministry. Joseph's dream, chapter 8. Joseph is warned in a dream about King Herod's intentions, prompting him to flee to Egypt with Mary and Jesus. This moment underscores God's protection over the Holy Family. Jesus' childhood, chapters 9 to 10. The Gospel of James provides glimpses into Jesus' early years, emphasizing his wisdom and miraculous abilities, even as a child. These stories highlight his divine nature and the extraordinary circumstances of his upbringing. The return to Nazareth, chapter 11. After their time in Egypt, the Holy Family returns to Nazareth, where they live quietly, preparing for the future ministry of Jesus. Mary as the Theotokos. The Gospel of James emphasizes Mary's role as Theotokos, or God-bearer, highlighting her importance in the Christian faith. This title reflects the belief in her perpetual virginity and her unique place in God's plan. Devotional aspects. Mary's character in this Gospel has led to various devotional practices in Christianity, emphasizing her intercessory role and the veneration of her life and virtues. Differences and similarities. While the Gospel of James offers unique insights, it also presents elements that align with the canonical Gospels, such as the Annunciation and the Nativity. However, it expands on these events with additional details about Mary's life and background. Cultural impact. The Gospel has influenced Christian art, literature, and theology, particularly in the way it shapes our understanding of Mary and the early life of Jesus. Part 3. Conclusion and Reflection. The Gospel of James provides rich details about Mary's life and the birth of Jesus, highlighting themes of faith, obedience, and divine intervention. It offers a unique perspective that complements the canonical accounts. This Gospel encourages us to reflect on the significance of Mary as a model of faith and humility in our own lives. As we consider the Gospel of James, think about your own response to God's calling. How can you emulate Mary's faith and obedience in your life? Consider the role of family and community in nurturing faith, as seen in the lives of Mary and Joseph. How can we support one another in our spiritual journeys? I encourage you to read the Gospel of James for yourself. Take time to reflect on its messages and how they resonate with your understanding of Mary and Jesus. Consider discussing this Gospel with friends or in a study group to deepen your insights and share perspectives. If you found this exploration of the Gospel of James meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What part of the Gospel resonated with you the most? What questions do you have about the Gospel of James? Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. Thank you for joining me today as we explore the Gospel of James. May you find inspiration in the life of Mary and the miraculous birth of Jesus. Until next time, keep seeking truth and living in love. God bless.